Hey guys, so I'm going to make some videos about this xt6 while I'm fixing it up. There's not a lot of information about these cars, so I want to get some information out there on how to do some of this stuff because these things are getting tougher to find. We can't get a lot of these parts anymore, and there's just not a lot of information. So we need to get some information about these cars. So today we're going to be removing this power steering pump. These are an electric pump proprietary to the xt6. This one isn't working. As you can see, it's leaking from a couple different spots. So this is going to be kind of learning for me too, because I mean, like I said, there's limited information on these vehicles, so we kind of got to figure some stuff out here and see what we can do, read up on forums. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with removing this pump. First thing is, we're going to start disconnecting some of these wires here. There's a plug here we can pull off. I'm pretty sure here's something here that we could probably disconnect. I think that might actually be bolted in there. Yes, that has a screw on the other side. So we're going to get a screwdriver for that. And then theoretically, to take this pump out, looks like we just have to remove these mounting nuts and bolt here and disconnect these lines. So I'm going to cut and we're going to proceed. Alright, we got some tools going. 12 millimeter right here. We're going to crack these loose. I think this one back here is also part of the mounting. I will do a cut once I take these three out and let you guys know about this one. Might just take it out, So it turns out there's 6 pieces of mounting hardware back here you can't really see. Same thing, it's on the front. 2 nuts and a bolt. This is what they look like. It's kind of a unique bolt. These are just regular nuts. Alright, so now that we got that hardware off, you can see we're getting kind of loose here, which is good. So I'm going to start from here, disconnect these lines. Actually, I don't want to make a mess, so I'm going to start over here first. There's 2 wires here. I think that's a 12 millimeter. We can't really see it too good. Maybe the camera will focus, but there is, in fact, another one down there, right here on this little cover. So we're going to take those off, mark them so we keep track of them, and then we will proceed. Okay, quick tip, before you take these mounting pieces off, unless you have a screw gun, this was kind of tricky to get off. Luckily, I broke it loose with the impact, but we got 2 wires here. We're going to mark these. You can see this here, a little blue wire here. Supposedly, I read on a forum that a blue or yellow wire indicates like repair from the dealer with something to do with the recall. I'm not too sure on that. I don't even really know, but we will now proceed. Mark your wires with tape. T is for top. Okay, so one thing about this, these rubber bushings down here for this mounting, it's kind of stuck on there. I was able, just by messing around, to get most of them loose. But unfortunately, this one here is kind of stuck, so just give it a little tap there, kind of break that rubber. You know, there we go, sitting on there for so long. You know, it's kind of just stuck on there. So anyways, we got this pretty loose now. Probably going to proceed by disconnecting these lines. This might make a mess. I'll let you guys know. Again, probably was stupid to take these mounting things off first before cracking this stuff loose. 17 millimeter here. I wish I got that on film because this thing was pretty, you know, it cracked loose without that mounting stuff. There's that fluid. Supposedly, the fluid in these is a special fluid that you can't get anymore, of course, because it's proprietary. It's called like Cybrid fluid or something. It's like a mineral-based thing. I don't know. I'm going to do some more research on it, see if I can't let you guys know exactly what it is or how to make it, because we can't really get it anymore, or where to find it or something. But anyways, yep. 10 millimeter for these little clamps, or a Phillips if it's stripped out or whatever. Alright, when you disconnect that bottom line, if all your fluid hasn't leaked out already. This one was leaking anyway from, I think, a couple different spots, but that will leak and make a mess. Kind of made a mess there, but whatever. Quick tip, disconnect your top clamp so your bottom clamp isn't leaking. I was an idiot. Okay, now that we've got to this point, kind of got the pump a little bit loosened, a little more out. Disconnect this black plug right here with these two wires. It goes up to this blue thing. I'm not sure what that is as far as an electrical component, but this needs to be disconnected. Then I think from all you have to do from there is then disconnect this other thing. There's a little ground strap type thing right there. See that nut with that cable? Gotta disconnect that too. Okay, quick tip. I don't know how to unplug this. It's kind of a pain. So there is a bolt right here that we can just take this whole thing off. We're going to do that and then set it aside because I don't want to break this connection. I don't know how the hell it even goes together, but we're taking that off. I think that looks like a 10. Let's find out. That is a 10. Anyways, remove that little bolt. Don't lose that bolt. I've already had to play the magnet fishing game. Anyways, take this. We'll just set that aside. Okay, now we got this pump pretty loose. We just have to disconnect those other wires. Another quick tip that I just realized. Take a bolt, stuff it in this hose so you don't lose a bunch of this fluid when we pull this out. Use your 10 millimeter right here on that little ground, and then I think this is just another 12 on this other connection here. Yep, that looks like it. Actually, that might be a 10. Either way, disconnect these two things, and then we'll pull this pump out. One thing I forgot to mention, disconnect your battery before you do this because there is live electricity running to that motor. I just arced it a little bit, so just, yeah. Okay, so now we got all that stuff disconnected. This pump is kind of heavy. Just grab it from the bottom, pull it up and out. Here's our pump. Let's clean this bench off and then we'll proceed. Okay, so here we are with the bench. Here's this pump. We're going to drain the fluid out of here. Maybe reuse it. I don't know. Supposedly it's a special type of fluid, but that I honestly, I don't know if you can just run power steering or ATF or something else in there as an equivalent. Like I said, I'll do some research on that. Maybe we can mix two fluids and make a, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, we'll drain the fluid probably from here into something and proceed. This is what I came up with for draining this fluid. We're just draining it into this bottle. Okay, so I'm going to start by just taking the motor apart. So there's two nuts right here. You gotta take this off because this is a ground post or something. I think these are 10 millimeters. So we'll start with that. Okay, so we have removed the two 10 millimeters. Started pulling this out. So we pull this off. Gotta make sure that that goes back in there. Anyways, apparently you can replace these brushes. They actually look like they could be pretty worn out. Actually, it's not could, definitely worn out. So we will replace these. As far as the repair goes, probably just, whoa, that's pretty dirty. Yeah, I think this might just need a cleaning and some new brushes. I need to find a place to get these brushes. But I will update you guys with that as soon as I find out that information. Hopefully that's all this pump needs. It wasn't working. There was a steering light on the dash. Obviously we got some leaking or something going on. Apparently you can reseal these or something. I did find a kit online, but it was eBay and I don't really trust that. So we're gonna just replace these brushes. Hopefully that fixes the issue and we will proceed from there. So I will let you guys know if I can find these and where to get them. Maybe there's an over-the-counter equivalent type thing that we can put in here if we get lucky. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. So I'll get this cleaned up and let you guys know. So I've decided we're going to pull these brushes out, measure them, and then you can order like brush kits online. So we may have to do that. I will let you guys know what I find out. Let's start with removing these two nuts to get these brushes out. 7mm nut. Okay, once you remove those nuts, there's these little spring coil things that hold the brushes in. I believe you can just pull these back, these brushes. Try and get this on film. As you can see, yep, you just pull it right back. Boom, just like that. Now we will measure this brush, see if we can find something. Okay, so after measuring these, apparently Subaru doesn't have them. I tried looking on Amazon for some sort of equivalent. So I'm taking a shot in the dark. I ordered some brushes for a DeWalt angle grinder, and we're going to slightly modify them, and hopefully that works. I'm about to blow some compressed air inside that motor, blow all this dust out of here, and clean this up. And hopefully we can make these brushes work. If they work, I'm going to supply a part number. Subaru doesn't supply these anymore. Can't find them online anywhere, so we're going to have to make this work somehow. Also, some more information about that recall I was talking about. So there's a blue wire here, and it runs up along here into this connector here, and it plugs into this harness here. I'm not exactly sure what that does or why there was a recall on it, but sometimes this wire can be yellow too, I guess. So maybe check and see if yours has that. If not, I'm not sure how critical that is, but I just saw it on a forum. I figured I'd mention it. So there's that little bit. Okay, so this is what came out of that when I dumped it. Hooked it up to shop air and sprayed it out over there and made a huge mess. There's actually a bunch of carbon dust. Should probably get away. But anyways, definitely clean that in an open area because I just made a huge mess. Alright, so we're here. 2 days later, I ordered these brushes off Amazon. And they're pretty close to the original size. I'm going to trim this down. But the dimensions are pretty close. This one's a little skinnier. Let me see if I can get this on camera. Yeah, you can see right here. It's a little skinnier. We might modify this somehow to accommodate that, but hopefully we can get this working. I'm going to have to figure out this terminal here. I'm not too worried about that. We got a ton of electrical stuff sitting around. So I'm going to test fit this and let you guys know what's going on. All right, so we got this brush in here. Obviously, if it's in there, it's going to be way too big. Probably catch that little clip on the end. So we'll just trim a little bit down off the front here. Side to side is pretty rough. Maybe I can add some shims or something on here to figure that out. Okay, this is what I came up with. This washer is one glued on each side, so it deals with the play there. I wanted to glue them on the inside, but I'd rather mess up the brush than the part that I can't get anymore. But this is what I got. I snipped that spade terminal connection off, put on one of these, and let this glue dry. I got to make another one here out of this one. I trimmed it a little bit so it's a little shorter. But I'll make another one, let this glue dry, and then let you guys know. Okay, so just wanted to give you guys an update. My steering light is gone. Feels like we have it. I need to add some fluid in there. I don't want to wear anything out, so I'm actually going to turn this off. I didn't get the reassembly process, but it's just reverse of removal. I don't have the pump fully installed yet. I just wanted to see what was going on. But I got everything hooked back up. Need to clean this up from that leak. Also, I did some research. It turns out that Cybrid power steering fluid is not necessary. There is a Amsoil equivalent and I think a Prestone equivalent. So I will get some of that and let you guys know how that works. But the steering light on the dash is gone. I'll get you guys information for these brushes as well. These did work with those washers super glued on there. That mod did work. So that's pretty crazy. Pretty proud of that. Especially considering that we can't find these OEM ones anymore. So that's a cool mod. I will leave all the information that I can find at the end of this video. Okay, so that project was successful. Pretty proud of that. I'm going to clean this up and check for any leaks. Doesn't look like this line's leaking from the hose or nothing, so I'm not too worried about that. That hose, easily replaceable, like heater hose from an auto parts store. So I will now supply the information that I found regarding the fluid and the brushes that I used, and we will see you in the next video. Next video, we're going to be installing a sub properly. That's kind of a cheap sub. I'm flipping this car anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But when I first got this car, there was some crappy stuff going on, so we're going to be installing this. And I will show you properly how to run the wires and where, because there was some garbage going on when I first got this car. But anyways, I will now cut to the part number for the brushes and the fluid.